Hi all, welcome to the video. In this video, we are going to talk about auto repair nodes in GKE. So node auto repair helps keep the nodes in your GKE cluster in a healthy running state. So whenever something happens to your node, maybe it goes down or anything happen, so GKE will keep monitoring that node, and if it goes down, it will make sure that it will be healthy in a running state. It can recreate your node also. So when you enable this setting, what will happen? Google will basically GK will do some periodic checks on the health state of each node in your cluster. So if you have multiple like 10 nodes, 20 nodes, it will keep doing some periodic checks. And if a node fails like some consecutive health checks over an extended time period, so GK will initiate a repair process for that node. And in the autopilot cluster, this setting is always enabled only. We cannot disable these settings. So autopilot cluster will automatically repair our nodes. And if you want to like disable this setting, so you have to use the standard clusters. So node auto repair is enabled by default for new node pools, but you can disable this node auto repair for an existing node pool. While creating a node pool, it will always be enabled only if you're using a release channel. And if you're not using a release channel, then you can make this setting off also. We will see in the console. So if you disable this auto repair for an existing node pool, but there will be an issue that your node goes down and Google will not repair that node and it will not recreate the node. So Google recommend keep the default configuration. Don't disable until there is any specific thing you want to try or any specific organization need in your cluster. So let's see how is the repair criteria. So what will happen? GK use the node health status to determine if a node needs to be repaired. And a node reporting a ready status is considered healthy. So when you run kubectl get nodes also, you will see a ready status means it is healthy and it is working fine. And GK will trigger a repair action if a node reports consecutively unhealthy status reports for a given time threshold. So these are the four things. If any of these things happen, Google will repair your node. First of all, if your node reports are not ready status on consecutive checks over that given threshold, like approx for 10 minutes, if your node is showing like not ready, so Google will repair your node. Same for this also, like uh, node doesn't report any status at all over the given time threshold about like 10 minutes, and if your node boot disk is out of disk space for an extended time period about 30 minutes, and a node is autopilot cluster is cordoned for longer than the given time threshold about 10 minutes. So if any of these four will happen, Google will repair your node. We will see some options in this and what will happen during the node repair process. So if GK detects that a node repair requires a repair, the node is drained and recreated. So like basically your GKE will drain your node means it will like shift all the pods to on another node and it will be recreated. And this process preserve the original name of the node. So if you have a specific name, it will be preserved, but like IP will be changed. And GK wait for about 1 hour to drain to be complete. If it doesn't complete in an hour, and node is shut down and new node is created. So this is the drain process in which GK will wait for a 1 hour. If some like some process is going on or some connection are still there, it will wait for 1 hour. And if there are multiple nodes that require repair, so GK repairs in parallel also, and it will balance the number of repair depending on the size of cluster. If your cluster is very big, it will do parallelly many nodes repair. If you disable node auto repair at any time during the repair process, suppose repair process is going on and you disable the option like you don't want to repair the node, so in progress repairs are not cancelled, it will continue for any node under repair. So you have to make sure some of these things while using node auto repair. So let's go to console and see how it works and what are the options we have. So I'm in my console. So let's go to create a cluster first, and then we will see some options. So as I've told you in autopilot, we don't have this option. So we will create a standard cluster. So I will switch to standard cluster. And after that, let's go to default auto pool, and in which you will find the option here, enable auto repair. You can see auto repair is required when using a release channel. So we cannot disable this option. If you don't use any release channel, then only you can disable this option. So if I go here and let me fix it to journal cluster, and if I make it, suppose I don't want to use any release channel, no channel, and if I come back here, then I can, you can see I have the option in automation, I can disable this option also, but we are going to use the release channel. I will show how you can disable this also. So as of now, while creating a new node pool, we don't have that option. So I am going to go with regular release channel, and this is my default pool. I am going to use two nodes as of now. Don't need much nodes, so that's okay. And let me change this also. I want 70 GB of disk space. That's done. Let's add a new node pool also. This is my, let's go here. Let's call it second node pool. And here we need only one node. And you can see here also it is already enabled only. We cannot disable it. And if I go to into node settings, you can define anything you want, like what configuration you want. Like I don't want to use balanced persistent disk. I'm okay with the standard persistent disk. That's all. Now let's create a cluster and then we will see how this node router pair thing will work. So our cluster has been created. Now I'm going to run the command kubectl get nodes. So let's see. So we can see we have three nodes. So what we are going to do now, we are going to go in our compute engine and go to VM instances, and we are going to disable one node from here. Like we are going to disable the kubelet so that it will not able to communicate with our like control plane. So I will click on SSH here. So I'm in my cluster and my node. So I will run sudo system ctl stop. I think kubelet. Let's see it work. And if I run the status option here again, let's see whether it is disabled or not. So we can say it is disabled. Now if we come back to our cluster, and here if we run kubectl get nodes once again, we will see it will become like not ready in few minutes. So as of now it is in ready status. So GK will continue testing this node, like sending some health checks whether it is working fine or not. So it will stop responding in a minute. After that Google will show like it is not ready status. So we can see now it is showing before it is ready, now it is non ready. So now it will take about 10 to 12 minutes before Google will recreate the node, and the node will be with the same name only. So let's wait for 10 minutes and then we will see whether how it work. So let's wait. So after waiting for about 17-18 minutes, we can see my node has been recreated. You can see the ready status, and if I go back here, it will not work anymore, this, because this node has been recreated, so my session will not work. And we can see like this, we can like Google will recreate your node. Suppose you want to disable the node auto repair, you can come here and go to clusters, and if you go to your cluster and if you go to your node pool, you will not find that specific option because it is not available as of now, because you cannot disable like auto repair from the console. And if we come here, we can see it is not giving any option. So what we can do, there is a command if you want to do it, but it is not a mandate, like it is not good to do that as per Google. But if there is any specific need you want to do, you can come and run this command. So I am going to update my pool name, and then I have to provide my cluster name also. So I can copy the cluster name from here. This is the cluster name, and you have to provide the location. So this is my location, US Central 1. I will come here and just run this command once again, and you can see it is updating my node pool, and it is done. So it has been updated. Now if I go back here and just refresh this also, or let me refresh this, and if we come down here in the another automation part, you can see now it is disabled before it is enabled. Now if I come on edit also, it is now, you can see it is unchecked. So now if I my node goes down, it will never came up. We have to manually delete or add new nodes. So now what I'm going to show, let me run some like pods on that specific node, so we can see what will happen if your node goes down. So I have all this is cat deploy.yml, and if you see here, I am using 100 CPU and 7 and 300 m of memory. So let's command kubectl apply -f deploy.yml, and it will create some pods and we will see what will happen. Now if I do kubectl get pods, and it is creating. Meanwhile, let me run -o white so that we can see on which nodes these pods are scheduled. So we can see it is scheduled on one of this node pool also, cluster GK second node pool. But as of now, there is so much of space available, so these pods will run without an issue. Now let's scale our deployment so that we can monitor more. So if I come here, kubectl scale deployment, and I have to provide my deployment name, that is nginx deployment, and let me give replicas about 10 replicas. Let's see it will work or not. So now if I run again kubectl get pods, so we can see it is still running. All the 10 pods has been, let me increase to 13 once. So we can see about 2 pods are pending here. Let's scale back to 11 then, so that we must check this once again. And if we run 11, we can see all the pods are running. And let's go back here and let's see how much space is available in our node pool also for this testing purpose. If you come down here, you can see it is already using 881 M CPU. So there's no space available on this node to deploy or like run any new nodes, any new to run any new pods. And if we go to default pool also, and we can see it is also using most of the space because each pod will use 100 mcpu, so there is no more space to schedule any new pod. So now what we'll do, if I go back to my VM instances and just refresh it, and if I again ssh into this my virtual machine, and if I like put my kubelet in disable state, so this node will stay on pending only and it will never recreate, and your pods are also been like in pending state only. So if I run like sudo system ctl stop kubelet, now let's come back here, and if I run kubectl get pods get node, sorry, so in a minute it will update this node to as a non-ready, and let's see that also. You can see now it is non-ready. And so let me run kubectl get pods and let's see what is going on here. So we can see one is pending, I think it is not scheduled, and rest are running. So if I run kubectl get pods hyphen o white, let's see which node pods are on our second node pool. So we can see we like this 1 2 3 4 5 6, and this one is pending, so about 7 are on our second node pool. And if I run kubectl get replica set, so we can see we have all like desired state is 11, current is also 11, but red is 4 because 7 are we are not able to communicate as our node is down. And if we run kubectl get node also, you can see our node is down. So because of this we are not able to create a connection, like GK is not able to confirm whether your pods are up or down. So it will remain ready state only, but it will never, we will never know whether it is working or not. So what you can do, there are multiple options. If you get to know like it is not ready, you can come to your node pool and you can basically add more nodes into your cluster. And once the node like new nodes has been added, you can delete the old nodes also. So let's come into our second node pool, and what we can do now, we will add, click on edit, or you can click on resize also. Let me go back here and just click on resize, it will add one more node. So make it let 2 and click on resize, so it will add a new node to our node pool. And let's commit over it, and if we run kubectl get nodes, it will in a minute or two it will add a node, it will very fast. So we can see our new node has been added in like 7 seconds ago. And if we run kubectl get pods also, get replica set, let's see first this only. So we can see now 5 is ready because that is one pending pod that is now scheduled on this one. And yes, this is the pending pod, in one of this is pending pod. Now let's run, it will take some time to schedule all the pods on this new node, because until like GK will kept on trying to like to reach that node, and once it will not able to, it will just drain all the node spots. So it will drain all the pods from that. Let's wait some more time. So we can see now 10 is ready in status, and 1 will be in pending state because of some resource issue. And if we run kubectl get pods, so we can see these are getting terminated and new pods are running. One will be in pending state only, as we know, because we have don't have much space. And if I run -o wide, we can see it will move into another one like this one, LP9X, before it is running on BRBM, which is non-ready status. And as we know, let me run awareness again. So we can see it is in non-ready status, and soon our pods will work. So it will terminate and this valve will be started running. This node auto repair works basically. So basically don't disable node auto repair. You can see how it much get an issue. It can like make your node goes down, but pods will not come up. And if you are using auto repair, so Google will recreate the node and your all the pods will be rescheduled on that one. So it is very good thing to use auto repair until and unless there is an organization need, or if you are some testing some things, then you can do, but don't test this in production. It is okay in development if you want to try something. And yeah, that's all for the auto repair thing. We will cover more topics in future videos. If you have any question suggestions, just comment it down, and I will drop my email ID also, and so that we can, you can drop me an email, we can connect if you need any help and if I know how to help you. Thank you very much. Bye.